Police Minister Senzo Mchunu says he is still applying his mind to the allegations made against him by KZN Police Commissioner Lt General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi has made damning allegations against Mchunu and top police management. Mkhwanazi says crime syndicates have infiltrated the criminal justice system. He made these allegations during a media briefing in Durban yesterday. Mkhwanazi says Mchunu gave the instruction to disband the task team investigating political killings in KwaZulu-Natal after members helped unmask these syndicates in Gauteng last year. Now, in order to unpack all of this, we've got with us on the program Mike Bolhuis. He, of course, is a specialist investigator. Mike, thank you. Thanks very, very much for joining us here on the program.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
So, General Mkhwanazi has put massive allegations on the table. They are direct and they are damning, very, very damning. Based on your experience investigating crime syndicates and systematic rot, how credible do you find these accusations?
Yes, they are, and it is shocking. And what is unfortunate is that this has actually been going on for years. You know, crime grows if it's not dealt with immediately and constantly. It escalates because crime pays. Crime begets crime. And I fully support him. And I hope all the other generals, the few that are left that's not corrupt, will join him.
Yeah.
And it's high time that the police gets totally and properly investigated. But the unfortunate thing is they are supposed to protect and serve us. And now all these investigations are against each other in the authorities. This is a huge, huge train smash, in my opinion, because this is what the criminals would like.
Yeah.
And they will take advantage of this. Unfortunately, it's gone so far that unless there's a complete and total clean out, and this needs the involvement of the government as well, this is where Ramaphosa should step in. Because here's the shocking fact, Leanne, is that all these top generals and police officials knows of this rot and of this, as you call it, this organized crime in South Africa for years. But it hasn't been dealt with. And I'm very happy that Mkhwanazi actually said it as it is, because that was necessary.
It certainly was. And I mean, he held nothing back. He held absolutely nothing back, saying he has evidence. He's got WhatsApp messages. He has got bank statements. He has got everything. And he's talking about basically, you know, what got me, of course, all of us, was this ulterior motive behind disbanding this task team, which unmasked a crime syndicate controlled by a drug cartel that involves politicians, law enforcement members, business people, prosecutors, the judiciary. I mean, this is huge. In fact, it reminds me, and it reminds the rest of South Africa's population, that we've been here before. In fact, you can't help but think about Jackie Celebi and the disbanding of the Scorpions in 2009. I mean, talk to us about that and the similarities that we are seeing between the disbanding of these two organizations.
Well, you'll remember I've said at that stage, and other private authorities said it as well, that crime can only flourish when there's police involvement. And it is so. And during the years, it's proven that crime pays, and that's why about every and all will in some way get on the bandwagon. And I mean, if you look away and don't do anything about it, which I understand those in the police don't do because they could be killed, they could not be promoted, and they could be dealt with severely in many and other ways. And we see this now coming to a level where any unit that just in the slightest is a threat to those who are committing this organized crime. It's like a mafioso setup. It's like a group of people that has hijacked this country. All power corrupts, taken complete control. Anybody that is in their way could be dealt with, either by being killed or being let's say in connection with Mkhwanazi now, if they're going to find anything on him, if he's not beyond reproach, they're going to try and badmouth him or put him out there, and that will become the narrative. They are just, unfortunately, so strong and so well-oiled, this machine, that it's going to be very difficult. The nation has to rise up. The public needs to actually study that video carefully. We will send out projects, other security, private, and other authorities, all of these government institutions. There are always more that can stand against crime than those that who do control. They need to stand up now. And we need to unite and stand up. Otherwise, this will just, there will be another story tomorrow, and they will deal amongst themselves with them in severe ways and manners, and it will just fall away like in the past.
Yeah. We don't have a good track record when it comes to whistleblowers, and Mkhwanazi now falling into the category of a whistleblower, and of course going the route that he has gone, he's got a massive target on his head, no doubt. I mean, this is obvious, making all of these allegations in such a public platform that the whole country is seeing. I mean, these allegations that he's made against the Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, who, by the way, is also one of the top contenders possibly to go in and take over the presidency of the ANC. I mean, this is how far he's taking this up to. I mean, also alleging he's in constant communication with people that have been involved in criminal activities, and there must be major political implications that are coming with these allegations, and it has on their executive authority. What do you believe Senzo Mchunu should do at this point? Or more importantly, what do you think the president should be doing right now? Should he step aside while these investigations go? Or do you think it's going to be brushed under the carpet?
This is a very difficult situation. As I've said, this is so big and this is so strong that, and this is how organized crime works. They've got their tentacles everywhere, and these guys keep files on each other, unfortunately. If you do that, we're going to do this. If you say this, we're going to say that. If you investigate here, we're going to investigate you. And they can even fabricate and plant. You must remember, as I've said, all power corrupts. When there's a group of organized crime syndicates, and I think this is a nationwide problem. I don't think it's only in Gauteng. I think there would be pockets everywhere, all over our country. If they just stand together and keep the power, it's like a coup. They can literally take over.
All right, we want to just.
The root of it is the money.
Carry on. We lost you for one second.
The root of the money is the evil.
Let me get you to say that again, because that's what I wanted to ask you as well. Is how do these syndicates infiltrate into such massive levels? Metro Police, prosecutors, SAPS, you say money. Is this how they infiltrate? They buy their way through drug syndicates and all of these other accusations?
It's very difficult for people in the last years, anybody, no matter how qualified, no matter what position, to say no to millions and millions of rands that is available. So it's a mindset. There's a mindset in our country that has changed, that, crime pays, everybody does it, I can just as well get involved. You can get either intimidated into it, and you can be part of it by just looking away and doing nothing about it and just do your job. You can be bought, you can be extremely threatened, and you could be exposed with whatever they have brought against you or planned or fabricated against you if you're not involved. So it's like a mafioso organization. It's organized crime. The word explains that it's organized. It's everybody in all the facets of our authorities. As you've seen in the video, there's not a facet in that that wasn't mentioned that is extremely important in our country. Look at crime intelligence. Crime intelligence is supposed to serve all the police units with information. It's supposed to look at the informant infrastructure of South Africa, and it's supposed to be the foundation of all the police departments. Look about them, how many have been arrested and for how many years now. You can look at all these departments. Each one of them have the top structure involved with the others, and that is organized crime. And then they have businesses, they've got contracts, and that's when you get contract hijackings, you get organized kidnappings, extreme monies from how many policemen are involved in all these serious violent crimes, cash in transits, I've said kidnappings, murder, and all kinds of extortions. Look at the cybercrime unit. There's no cybercrime unit in our country. There's none. It's completely hijacked by these organized criminals. And unfortunately, organized crime is being run in our country by the top police officials. Yeah. I'm sorry to say, but it's that bad. And I'm in fear. I'm in fear, and I think the public is in fear. Once the penny drops here, this could be anarchy.
Yeah. And Mike, you know, you say you're in fear, and I must admit that, you know, if these allegations are true, and the more I'm speaking to you, the more I'm understanding you've had an inside seat into some of this rot. Whether these allegations prove to be true or not, there is a major problem. When we look at South Africa, and let's bring it down to everybody that's watching this program right now and this interview, because crime affects every single one of us. There's no South African that doesn't have crime on their doorstep every single day. 26,000 South Africans are murdered a year. That's more than 70 South Africans murdered on a daily basis. These are the latest crime stats. 12,000 sexual offences in just 3 months. I'm just highlighting two. There are many others that I can highlight. And when you're living in a crime-ridden country like this, and you depend on the police, or you depend on those that are in charge to protect you and your family, and then you hear stories that there are allegations and a possibility that they are involved in this heavy-handed crime, South Africans should be angry on hearing this, shouldn't they?
True. I know you must say possible, but we know for a fact that this is so. We are specialist investigators, and the general there has, with evidence, presented it. And as a matter of fact, these factual information has been out there all along. I just took this general to actually say what he means and means what he says. We've been doing this. Other authorities have been doing it. And unfortunately, it was not really nipped in the bud or dealt with when it should have been. It's a serious problem if like you have stated, that our country is completely and totally at the mercy of those at the top. And that's why the government, the president, everybody should clean house. How many years have we been saying that? Because if there's one rotten apple, it will eventually, the whole basket will be rotten. And we know that because crime begets crime. It escalates and it grows because they can commit it and can get away with it.
Yeah.
I've said fear. What I mean, the fear that we have is the fear for the public, for the sake of the public. I live in fear in the sense of how do we that is in the public, with a few not corrupt cops, try and make a difference because we now in their way.
Yeah.
I don't think anything will happen to the general because if anything does happen to him, everybody will know. And I don't think those that speak out like ourselves, anything will happen to us because in the past, it is used to be dealt with by, just leave it. Tomorrow there's another story. There's no real action taken. But this time, I think something is going to happen because if everybody just stands up and those non-corrupt policemen as well, and they should, like the general, they should stand up and really act against this organized crime in our country. If not...
Mike, very quickly, we're leading up to
news.
8. It certainly is bad news. I want to turn their attention in the spotlight very quickly to the president. He's not in the country at the moment. The president releases a statement and saying that he's applying his mind, which he always does. This is a serious situation. What interim actions should the president announce? Should announce? Not that he's going to, but what would you say he should do?
Well, first of all, no information should be gagged or kept. I believe it's now time the public must brace themselves And they must actually see the rot as bad as it is. I like that word. They should actually see how it really is in the police. I can keep you for hours because it's from station level to the highest level. I also think that the president with the government and all the police should get together and they should once and for all deal with this. And if the facts are there, the factual information is there about the organized crime, even if it means that most of the top generals and policemen from brigadier up, wherever they find themselves, that's in any way not qualified to protect and serve fully, because that's another form of corruption if you cannot do the work. Because then you're automatically going to be part of the problem because you cannot protect and serve.
All right.
Should be taken out of the police. That's what the president should do, and he shouldn't leave this because the country is at stake. We are all, what can we do as the public? You, us, all of us. We rely totally on good governance where they protect and serve us.
Mike, we leave it there. Mike Bolhuis reacting to what was said yesterday by KwaZulu-Natal's Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi's damning allegations.